What is going on, guys? Give me 2 seconds. Almost ready here. Alrighty. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today is June 22nd, 2021. It's 1:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the weather is 83 degrees Fahrenheit. And it says that rain is coming. Today has been a wild morning. Well, wild day. As you guys can see, we're back over $30,000 after the huge drop here yesterday we had an 11% drop, and today we dropped all the way as low as $28,700. Let me get my cam set up here. Here we go. Gotta turn on my light. What is going on, guys? How you guys feeling today? What's going on? Who's in here right now? Let's see. What's up, Martin? Marky Mark. Arbaz. Asher. Sing, what's up, my guy? GA. Iggy Design. Let me catch up here with the questions. Sup, Jay, is it worth HODLing Ethereum, or is it all about BTC now? I'm holding both. I always think both Bitcoin and Ethereum are my biggest positions and my biggest bets in the crypto market. So those are the positions I'm holding. I'm holding both. And I will be dollar cost averaging on those. Marky Mark, the good news is that we bounced back above $30,000. That's pretty good news. We're in the green today. Look at this. We're up 2.5% today. Arbaz, yeah, I mean, you can hold Ethereum if you like. I with that bounce back, I don't think the bull run is over, but now the road back up gets more and more difficult with today's move down. Martin, that's really up to you if to dollar cost average or hold. I can only tell you what I'm doing. I'm dollar cost averaging. Even if you're doing small amounts, you could definitely do so. And when there's big dips, that's when you can add a little extra. So usually what I'm doing is adding around. I have a reoccurring buy of $100 basically that I add to Bitcoin and Ethereum weekly. And then when there's big dips like today, I'll add some, I'll buy some more. Like I'll add a little bit extra to that. Nothing crazy, nothing out of this world. But once you accumulate it over a long period of time, it adds up. You know what I mean? Arbaz, when we're out of this current market. The bot doesn't perform too well in this type of market. Um, so it's inconsistent. So and it would take a lot more money to fund the bot. So it'll be a lot harder. So I'm not releasing it yet. Need that rain to wash out these dumps for sure. Do you expect to continue in this price range through the rest of the week? Most likely. That's what it seems like. It's been trading. You'll see that it's been basically ranging between here and here, right? And then we've had the occasional dumps to the bottom. The occasional dumps down. So a lot of times, market makers are flushing out they like to flush out the lows. They know a lot of people have like stop losses or whatever under this, so they go a little bit, they push it a little bit further down to try to take all those people out the market. Um, you know, there's just a lot going on right now. And it's the best thing that I would say. It's best to just kind of sit back and wait. Right now the next support is really down here, that 28,000, which is actually where we got this bounce off. We didn't go all the way down to 28, but we went to 28,000. The reason why, this is the golden ratio here on the Fibonacci retracement tool. So that's actually a very good spot for retracements to bounce at. So 28,000 is where I would be dollar cost averaging if you want any bigger sums. But you have to be ready for it to drop even further down. If it does break this level, we can expect 25 to basically 18,000 price range. So right now the price range we're in now is between 28 to, I would say, about 34. But if we drop below 28, then that price range changes from that to top end being 28 and the bottom end being around 18,000. So you got to be careful here. You do have to be careful because it can drop. So if you're looking for short-term moves, I wouldn't be going long for short-term trades. You could definitely take short trades for short-term trades. So, drops below 30K, drops below 28K, stuff like that. You can enter into some short positions. Other than that, I'm not currently entering into any short-term long positions. So for long positions, I'm only dollar cost averaging for the long term. David, right now it's looking like it. Like I've said in the past, as long as we're closing above 30, I'm still bullish here. But every time that we fall down this low, it makes it more and more difficult. Because now we lost this structure here, which I pointed out yesterday. We had the low, we had a higher low, and a higher low, right? So we just lost that structure because we broke down below it. We wicked down below it. Um, but I mean, we could still close above 30, and if we close above 30, we could still bounce back up and just kind of get back inside this range here. Um, and that range is from what, 35 all the way up to about 42, right? So we just got to see, if we can't get above 35 here, then we're going to be in this range. If we can get above 35, then you can expect this range here. So that's kind of how I've been trading it and how I've been watching it right now. You guys do see that the death cross did pass. If you watch what's happened historically with death crosses, you can see that usually you get kind of a similar move that we saw, uh, when we got the death cross. So we had like a 50% drop. We could potentially, if it continues this way, right? We could potentially see another 50% drop from here, from kind of like this range right here, which it was, we were around 36,000. So that would take us basically down to the bottom of this range here if we were to see that scenario play out. And it could also be something where, if the price gets pushed back up, then the death cross kind of goes like this, and it kind of goes like this, and we get that golden cross, and that would be a bullish thing. But for that to happen, the prices really got to move up, so that's the only way that would happen. So, and it will be a while before it happens. So, it's very slow moving, so the price would probably have to go, in order for this death cross to kind of go back up like this. The price would probably have to go back above $50,000, and then we could potentially expect a golden cross in August, September type of thing. So we have the price does have a lot of work to go right now, to get out of the current bear sentiment that we're in right now, with so many things that are just going against us right now. Lee Jenkins, what's up, my guy? Marky, yeah, for sure. The miners are definitely playing a part, because hash rate are down. Hash rate is down to the lowest it's been in about 8 months or so. Um, so that definitely affects price in the short term. Morgan, what's up? Harley, that's all on you, man. I don't have any thoughts on Sheeb. I don't mess with meme coins, and I would suggest to stay away from them, especially in this market. When all prices are going up, then sure, you could buy a couple lottery. Oh my god, I can't speak. You could buy a couple lottery tickets, because everything's gonna go up. But when we're in such a sensitive market like we are right now, you don't want to be messing around with random projects, random altcoins. You wanna make sure that your altcoin position in your portfolio is down, right? You wanna minimize those positions in altcoins, because as you can see here, when the prices in the market go down, Bitcoin's dominance over the market goes up. So if Bitcoin's dominance over the market's going up, that means that money's flowing out of altcoins and into Bitcoin. Okay. And any money coming into Bitcoin is coming. I mean, any money coming into crypto right now is going to be going into Bitcoin. It's not going to be going into altcoins. So I suggest, if you want to minimize the variance in your portfolio, stay away, especially from any meme stocks, any meme coins, and minimize your, how much, what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? How much exposure you have to altcoins, because altcoins are going to, are gonna, the variance on them is gonna be way higher. Yeah, Ken. I mean, there's no one answer to that. If we knew the answers to these questions, you know, it would obviously make it easier, but they wouldn't be market makers if we knew the answers to those questions. There's always been talks, and not just in crypto, just in the stock market and everything overall, that there's meetings of the elites, and they have pretty much like alliances, and they all agree on certain things to move the market in certain directions at times. So there's no way for us to know, um, you know, and yeah, there's no real answer to that. I'm looking at my volume, and my volume seems pretty much fine at where it usually is. Martin, I have no idea. China doesn't allow anything, so I'm sure anything they're doing is without China knowing. Asher, it's a tough spot to be in, man. I closed one of my positions today when we dropped below 30, and I took a pretty hard hit. But like you said, I rather just take a L. And it wasn't like an trade that I was doing manually. It was it was actually on one of my bots. So that's why I'm not releasing the bots yet. I still have work to do on it. And during this market, I've seen that I have been able to profit, but it's been very inconsistent, because of days like this where the market just, look at this: one, two, three, four, five, six, seven straight days of basically all red, right? So that makes it very difficult for the bot to make profits here. So today, when it continued to drop for the eighth day, I just ended up closing the position and taking a loss on that. Um, and it's part of the game. You gotta be able to take losses, and but the important part is to have enough funds to continue playing and make that money back. So I rather take the loss and have enough funds to be able to play to see another day, than get liquidated and lose all my funds, and then not be able to play again. So that's kind of how you have to weigh it. Right now the sentiment is very bearish. So I don't recommend any leverage trades at the moment. You need to know exactly where you're gonna get out. So that's kind of a decision you have to make there. Yeah. So another thing to note. So I tweeted. Let me see. Where was it that I tweeted this? Let me go to my profile. So I tweeted today a couple different things. Why are we so bearish? The first thing, obviously, China's FUD, right? The second thing to note is that option contracts expirations are also bearish, and they're expiring on Friday. So what does it mean that they're bearish? The max pain level is to the bottom side. So and there's also a lot of open bearish positions. That expires on the 25th, on Friday. So we could still see more sell pressure to the downside as the expiration comes to a close. And then on Friday, we could see potentially a move up. Um, but, we don't know if that's going to happen for sure now. Next, we obviously have the death cross that happened. So that's sparked a lot of fear into the market. We have GBTC releasing around, I forgot if it was 500 or $600 million worth of Bitcoin in about 25 days, something like that, at some point next month. So I think mid-July, they're releasing over half a, over half a, not half a million, over 500 million in Bitcoin mid next month, and once that is released, it could be sold. So if it's sold, obviously that's going to bring in selling pressure into Bitcoin. And then the last thing is the hash rate. So as a whole, this kind of goes back to China's FUD. The hash rate, because of China banning crypto and banning crypto mining and all this other stuff, hash rate has gone to 8-month lows. In the short term, it's going to be a negative. It's going to be a net. Is going to have a negative impact on Bitcoin. But long term, I think it's actually going to be bullish for Bitcoin, because remember, mining, a lot of the Bitcoin mining was concentrated in China. Now with China banning mining, it's going to spread out more equally across the globe. So it's definitely, there's going to be a lot more mining in different places of the world, and that takes away from kind of the centralization of mining that people kept talking about in China. So I think that's is a bullish long term, and also because people are trying to go green right now with mining. Remember, with the whole Elon Musk stuff, this could be kind of the start of that. All these people that have been in China, now they can leave China, or whatever it is, and start over and start green instead of however they were doing it before. So I think that's bullish long term, but it's going to be bearish in the short term. GA, I mean, it's definitely a possibility to see 100K still. But again, there's a lot of work to be done. There needs to be something, some sort of, I don't know if it's of an event, something that kind of catapults us back up into bullish mode, right? So we need either like Tesla to announce that they're accepting Bitcoin again. That should give us a huge bump. We need something, because even the El Salvador news, even it did take us from 32,000 all the way up to 41,000, and then we just dropped again. So we need something else to really push us up. I don't know what, but we need something. It is still a possibility though. Yes, appreciate it, Mark. Make sure to smash the like button, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. I know it's been a tough day for some of you. Yeah, man, I'd say, you know, you got to decide, dude, if you want to risk getting liquidated or you just want to take your losses. Barat, what's up? How you doing, man? Great seeing you in here again. So yeah, so I was definitely not expecting this drop this morning. When I went to bed last night, I think the price was around $33,000. So last night, I remember I looked at my phone one last time before I went to sleep. It was around 33,000. Um, I think Ethereum was back up to around 2,000, and I was like, finally, a green day. Like, it's been, look at how many red days we've had. So I was like, finally, we're gonna push up to, I thought we would push up to like 34, 35 range, and then maybe there get rejected. But no, I woke up like at 6 a.m. and the price was at $28,000, and I was like, I looked at it and I just went back to sleep. Like, I was like, I can't believe this. But yeah, I figured if we went lower than here, which was that 31,000 range, that we would push these lows as well. That's kind of what the market likes to do, right? So you got to be careful with that. let's Anyone ever told you look like Tobias from Black Lightning? I don't even know what Black Lightning is, man. No, I've never heard that. I have no idea what Black Lightning is. All right. Let's take a look here at someone asked me about the accumulation. So if you guys remember the Wyckoff. So the Wyckoff here would be phase E, which would be kind of where we are right now. Or we could possibly be in phase D as well. It's just kind of tricky to know where you would be. And I had it set up on, let me see, I think over here in the 4-hour chart. So this one was pretty close on the 4-hour chart before we just got totally wrecked, right? If you looked at this one, this played out exactly the way I had set it up here. So I had set it up when it was here. So we saw kind of this spring, and then we saw the test of this resistance over here. But then that's where we got rejected. And, we've gone all the way back down to the support right here. So we're back down to that selling climax in this. See, this is a selling climax. And that's currently where we're back down to. So if because see, this number right here was 42,000. I said that we needed to break through 42 if we wanted to, for this to play out, right? But unfortunately, we only went up to, we got close. We went to 41,300 and then got rejected. So it's unfortunate, but that's that. So it's we see this hammer on the 4-hour. Remember, we saw that same pattern here the day that we went all the way down. We had the same pattern right there. Let me see this pattern. This is called the hammer candle. We have a hammer candle here as well. This time it's green. So kind of the same pattern. That usually means, oversold, which it is. It was oversold here. It's kind of exhausted from going down. And I mean, yeah, you've been going down for over a week straight. So I hope you're exhausted by now. So we could see kind of a push back up to 35 and then continuation to the downside to maybe 28 again. Or we can just see 28, this 28 range hold here, and push us back up. We have to get above 34 to 35 to then try to test this 42 range again, 40 to 42 range again. So that's pretty much what we're looking at right now here in the market. As you guys already know, sentiment is of course bearish. Everything is pretty much down. Let's see. Let's refresh. So in the last 24 hours, we're basically flat. Is there anything that's green? Look at this. Everything red, guys. I don't know what the hell that is. Maker is up, but everything is basically red today. So, you got to be careful. And you see how altcoins are down way more than Bitcoin for the most part. Not all of them, obviously. but for the most part, they're all going to be down more than Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes down, altcoins are going to go down. When Bitcoin goes up, altcoins could go down, but they could also go up. They at least have the option to go up. Right now, everything's down. So Bitcoin's down 21%, Ethereum 26, 28, 24, 34. So you see how everything else is down more? Look at Dogecoin, 41. So this is why I'm telling you guys. See the difference between a meme coin, which is down 41%, and an actual, real project, which is only down 26, 27%. So this is why I'm saying stay away from meme coins, guys. The losses are gonna be even harder on meme coins. So Shiba is down 31%, but that's worse than the majority of altcoins. So I would stay away from any type of meme projects, meme coins. No problem, man. I try to give whatever knowledge I can, especially during days like today when everything is down and there's a ton of fear in the market, extreme fear in the market. As you guys can see here, this is the fear and greed index. You can see here we're at 10, which is extreme fear. So extreme fear today, extreme fear yesterday. Last week we were only at fear. Last month we were extreme fear. So yeah, so this is basically the reasons we're bearish. We're very bearish right now this week. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you guys do not follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to be more active on there. I've never really been active on Instagram. I mean on Twitter. So I'm trying to be more active. And of course, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Kind of posting things a little bit differently here. And on the YouTube page, guys, we're almost at 10,000. We're less than 200 away. So we're about 170 subscribers away. So make sure to subscribe, guys. Trying to hit that 10,000 subscriber milestone. Do we have anybody in here who's new today? Let's see if there's any let's reset this. Yeah, it's been a crazy day, guys. Look at the heat map. So the only thing green today is Bitcoin, and it's like barely. So that's crazy. It was great for trading if you entered at the precise entry points, for sure. But when things are moving this fast, it's difficult to jump into a trade in either direction, really. In my group, I told people to short below 30K. So I don't know if anybody was able to take it. I didn't take the trade. But if they took it, they were able to make some profits there. And then the next short that I had was below 28K. So that's currently where I'm looking for a short, is below 28K. Also, in yesterday's video, if you guys watched yesterday's video, this one right here, I said that, you know, I was looking at taking possibly shorts below $30,000. So hopefully somebody grabbed that. But now there's really nothing to do here. I'm still that trade is still a possibility. Below 30,000 is a short opportunity. Below 28,000 is a short opportunity. You know, if we fall below 28, we'll be ranging between, could be anywhere between 18 to 28,000 at that point. As long as we stay above it, the range is 28,000 to 35,000. So let's see what happens here. We got to see basically what develops over the next few days. That's basically all there is. There's really not much to do when this happens in the market. I just remembered that I forgot that I haven't I have not promoted at all that I'm doing a live. Whoops, I always forget. I'm doing it right now. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, let me find the link here. FRX. What's the FRX? What are you talking about, Willis? All right, so I posted it on Instagram. Instagram. Nicholas, what's going on? Shane, what's up, Shane? What's going on, Mr. Shackleford? BTC dominance. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance, you can see right now it's going up. That's basically what's expected. Anytime that prices drop down, money goes out of altcoins and into Bitcoin. So when money goes into Bitcoin, it goes, the dominance that Bitcoin has over the rest of the market goes up. So that's why I'm saying during times like this, or in bear markets, things like that, you don't want to be in altcoins. You want to be in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's going to be the safest investment. It Even though it will go down, it won't go down as much as altcoins. Altcoins are going to go down much further than Bitcoin's going to go down. So like the previous bull run, when Bitcoin dropped, 80%, 90%, whatever it was, altcoins were down way more. They were down 99%. Some projects didn't even, last. So, so that's something to definitely be aware of. When the market is indecisive or bearish, you want to be more. You want to have your portfolio more concentrated in Bitcoin than in altcoins. And then when you start to see a shift in the market, and maybe movement up, some momentum back to the upside, then you can start shifting from your portfolio from Bitcoin into, you know, more altcoins. Um, right now, there's no reason to look at, to even try to analyze any altcoins. It's pointless because the only thing you need to be watching is Bitcoin. That's it. There's no reason to analyze altcoins right now. You know, any trying to analyze altcoins is pointless because they're going to follow Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins are going to go down. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins will go up, and vice versa. Um, yeah. So we're not looking at any altcoins until we get out of this funk that we're in. Feeling that this day is unique. It it is somewhat unique, um, but then again, we've seen these type of scenarios many times in Bitcoin. What's up, Gary? How you doing? Kale, for Ethereum, it's the same thing. Ethereum's just following Bitcoin. Look at the pattern of Ethereum, and we can remove this because that's not viable anymore. Look at the pattern in Ethereum. Look at the pattern in Bitcoin. So that's why I'm saying it's not it's pointless to look at charts of altcoins during these times because they don't matter. They're just going to follow Bitcoin. So that goes for any chart. Ethereum, Cardano, BNB, Dot, Link, Litecoin, anything else, you know. They're all going to be following Bitcoin here. So your only focus should be on Bitcoin right now, because without Bitcoin, the rest of the market will fall. Whether you like Bitcoin or not, it doesn't matter. You want Bitcoin to go up if you want your altcoin projects to succeed. Alrighty, guys, we got 56 people in here. What's going on, y'all? Make sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. So let's get it, guys. Do you think cake is a Ponzi? I have no idea. I don't have enough insight on cake. Asking the moon's gravity to pull us up a bit. Yeah, man, I'm doing great. You know, would be better if Bitcoin moved up above 42,000 and we got to push up to 52. You know, that'll be real nice. But other than that, pretty good. Kel, yeah, that's good. Any type of mixture of Bitcoin, and Ethereum is for the most part a pretty good idea. Um, you just have to, like I said, you know, my majority right now is in Bitcoin, and then Ethereum is my second biggest holding, and then altcoins in my portfolio are at very small percentages of my portfolio. Um, you don't want to be in too many altcoins right now. Right now, while Bitcoin bounces in this 32K range, I'm trying to grab small 1% trades. As long as you know where you're exiting, that's fine. You know what I mean? Make sure that you know where you're going to exit if you're wrong. Don't get liquidated. Don't over leverage either. Uh, Samu, I don't know if it'll get to 20K because that's still a big drop. Um, but it potentially can. So we will know if the opportunity to get there is there if we break below 28,000, because 28,000 is a strong support. So it's that golden ratio for in the Fibonacci retracement level. So if we break below right now, the levels that we're going to be trading within at current prices are between 28,000 to 35,000. So 35 is the top of this range here, as long as we stay in here. If we break above 35, then that new range would be from 35,000 up to 42,000. So then we'd be trading in this range right here, right? But now because we fell below, and you can see here we were trading in that range, but because we fell below, now we're trading in this range. So if we fall below here, right, then we will be trading in this range. If we get to that range, this range right here, that range, the bottom of that range is $18,000 up to $28,000. So that's the range in which Bitcoin could bounce between if we fell below the support of this range here. So that's currently what we're watching. Right now we're at the top. We went to the bottom of the range, 28,000. We got a bounce, and we're heading back towards the top of the range, which is 35,000. So we could potentially see something like this until it picks a direction. Now, if it breaks up, then that could lead us to trading back like this, like we did here. But if it breaks to the downside, that will lead us to trading in this range here. So it's less of specific numbers. There's trading is never meant to be dealt in specific numbers. It's in ranges. It's in zones. So right now we're in this zone. As long as we stay above 28, we're gonna stay in this zone. If we go above 35, we'll get into this zone. Now, if we go below 28, then we get into this zone, which includes $20,000. So that's when we could potentially hit that. As of right now, no. We're above that range. So we have to wait and see what develops before we can say, okay, we're probably gonna test 20K. There's no way to know for sure. Anyone that says that they know that it's gonna hit it 100% for sure, they're full of shit. Because there's no way to know. Jacob, I have no idea, man. My guess is as good as yours. 300 Rivers, what's going on, my brother? Um, Samu, this is the Fibonacci retracement tool. So if you see here, basically I ran the tool. Let me zoom out a bit here. So I started this back in March when we started after we bottomed out over here and we started our run up. So the retracement tool from March, which is when we bottomed out to the top where we were in April, this is what gives me the ranges and these levels. So looking at it, it gives you an idea of where support and resistance and where the different ranges are, right? So you'll see that we've traded in this same exact range before. If you guys look back over here, this was back in January and February, right? We traded in this exact same range. So, and you'll see that here we bounced from 28,000 and that's when we took off. Today, we visited that $28,000 mark again for the first time because we're trading in that same range. So see here, when we broke below here, we had this range that we're trading in. Now we've broke below it, so we have that same range right now. If we get above it, back above 35, that puts us in this next range. So that's currently what we're watching right now. And you can see here, we still have bullish divergence. So you see the price and you see this, we still have some bullish divergence there, even with this drop. So the next thing to note here with the Fibonacci retracement tool is that its favorite and strongest level of support is usually the 61.8% level, right? Because that is the gold. That's considered the golden ratio when using the Fibonacci retracement. Well, when using Fibonacci, period, right? In Fibonacci's mathematical calculations, 618.618 or 61.8%, however you want to say it, is the golden ratio in Fibonacci. So a lot of times you'll see this range here, this support here, play a huge role and a huge factor. So we're hoping that that's what we see this time around as well, and that holds the price there, that kind of holds the line and sends us back to the upside. As you guys can see, we just hit $33,000 here. Louis San, what's going on, my brother? Yeah, so we just broke back above 33K. Remember, the number we're looking for is 35. Below 35, it doesn't really matter, right? Below 35, it could go up and then we could just kind of go back down, then it could go back up, then it could go back down. And the issue with that is that we still have the risk of dropping below 28. And if we drop below 28, that's a huge drop, right? That could be a huge drop, potentially all the way back down to what, 18. If we break 35, then at least we're in the next stage right here where we could potentially retest 40 and we would have this strong support here. So above 35 is the level that we're looking for right now for a bounce back. All right, guys, we've been live for about an hour now. Got 50 people in here right now. Make sure to smash that like button if you guys have not done so yet. Helps us a ton. Remember that we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers as well. We're almost there. We're less than 200 people away from 10K, guys. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Moki, what's going on, my brother? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. See, this is what happens, though, Kel. um, a lot of people, when especially newbies, when people are new, they usually, the way that they enter the market is through FOMO, right? Fear of missing out because of the hype. So if we drop to 18K, the hype of Bitcoin is also going to drop. So those newbies are not going to enter the market, especially if they bought, at 60,000 or 50,000 or even 40,000. If their funds get split in half, they're not buying at 18,000. I could tell you that right now. They're not going to put any more money in. If they take a loss, right? If they bought at 40, 50, 60 and they sell right now at 30, they're not going to be happy, and they're not. It's there'll be exceptions, but the majority of people will not buy at 18. So what happens? Price goes to 18. Only the people that have already been through this are going to be buying, right? So only people with experience for the majority part are going to be buying here. And then when it starts going back up, 40, 50, at probably 50, that's when the newbies start getting back in. 60, they start getting back in. 70, 80, they'll start getting back in. 90, 100, they'll start getting back in, right? And then when the price does the same thing now, those that sold at 190, those that bought at 100, at 90, at 80, at 70, start selling. They sell here at 50. Then it drops, they sell. It drops, they sell. So they're just taking L's the whole way down. So that's why the majority will not buy. And this has happened just time and time again. If you go through Bitcoin, right? There was many opportunities to buy Bitcoin down here. Many opportunities that people did not take because there's no hype. Either there was no hype or people were they had already taken losses on it. Whatever the case might be, they didn't buy. The majority didn't buy. So if you look at the on-chain analytics, it'll tell you that the majority of people that are selling right now are people that have been in crypto for less than 6 months, right? So wallets that are actively doing the majority of sales here are the same wallets that bought up here. So that's the thing. If it was, oh yeah, it gives newbies a chance to buy again, sure, but that's not what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is it'll drop, and people with a lot of money that took profits up here are the same ones that are gonna buy down here. And then when the price goes back up, that's when newbies jump back into the game, and that's when these people that sold up here and rebought down here are going to sell on all those newbies again. A lot of the newbies will again lose money. And the same cycle just will continue to happen over and over. Damn, we just had a jump to 100 viewers. What's going on, guys? Damn, while I was doing my explanation, we got 50 new people in the chat. What is going on? Make sure to smash the like button, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well. Oh, hey. Yeah, Kel, that's what happens. That's the most common theme. You know what I mean? When I first started, I got into it by mistake. So I actually bought right before it took off, and it was just all crazy timing. So I was lucky when I first started. Um, and this is back in like 2015, 16. Alfredo, what's up? Yeah, Asher, like not everybody is going to just be oblivious to what they're doing. But for the most part, the majority of people will be, and they'll be doing what I just kind of pointed out here. They're gonna be buying the top, right? They're gonna FOMO in, buy the top, and then they're gonna panic and sell the bottom. So now, when you're new, you're doing the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to buy low, sell high. But most people that are new, they buy high because they get in too late once it's hyped up. So they get in um, after it's already taken off. They get in late, and then at this point, their emotions are wrecked by now. They've lost 50% of whatever they put in. So they're like, this is a pyramid scheme. This is a Ponzi scheme, right? And they sell, and now they hate Bitcoin. And it could take them a couple years before they can change their mind. Um, and they end up probably doing the same thing again. So I know a lot of people that bought at these highs in back in 2017. It doesn't even show it. So I know a lot of people that bought up here, right? A lot of my friends, like real life people, bought up at 17, 18, 15, at very, very high prices. When I was telling them down here at, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 to buy, but Bitcoin wasn't hype enough yet. The hype wasn't out there. So there was no emotion yet. Once they saw prices get up here, that emotion kicks in, that greed, that FOMO, right? That's when they buy. Then what happens? People that bought down here sell, and then what happens here? People that bought up here, they give up right around here, and they're like, I'm out of here. So once that happens, it kind of clears out the market. You see a period of consolidation, something like this, and then you start seeing new highs. And that's something that just happens over and over again. So those same people that bought up here, they wanted nothing to do with Bitcoin. I'm talking about real life people that I know. So they wanted nothing to do with crypto when it was down here. They wanted nothing to do with it. And I was like, buy, 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 right? They wanted nothing to do with it. Then as soon as it started taking off again, I started getting, again, a few months ago, text messages, calls, whatever, that they were buying, here, they were buying here, they were buying up here. And now those same people are calling, texting me, DMing me that they're selling here, So it's the opposite, because most people, the majority of people, not everybody obviously, but the majority of people are not really going to know what they're doing. They have no experience for the most part with investing, and crypto ends up being their first experience in investing, which kind of sucks in a way, because if they get in late, because they're going to have a bad experience, right? And then they're never going to want to invest again, because these are retail people that don't usually invest, right? So it's tough. It's tough to when you're getting in as a newbie and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what's going on. So now there's obviously the exception of the people that really dive into it and get obsessed with it and learn and figure out what it is that they're doing and how to do it, you know? There's always the exception, but for the majority of people, they're not going to do that. They just want to put their money in and become a crypto millionaire overnight. Sammy from Belgium. What's up, Sammy? Andres, I'm not sure, man. It's tough to know how long it's going to take before a recovery here. It looks what it looks like from the charts that we could be ranging either here for a while, or if we end up breaking below 28,000, we could even go as low as 18. We could range down here as well. And, you know, it could take a few months or longer, right? It could take a few weeks. It could take from a couple days to a couple weeks to a couple months. There's no way to know. Right now, all we can do is kind of watch the market, let it develop, and then kind of reassess from there as we, you know, get into different levels. You've heard so many people call it a pyramid scheme. Yeah, that's so the easy way to just, you know, dismiss something that you don't understand is by, you know, just calling it a pyramid scheme, and then that's it. They go on, people go on living their lives, and they don't have to think about it anymore. And in their mind, they're like, I made the right decision because it's a pyramid scheme. You know, they don't have to think about it again. And a lot of the times, as well, is people are upset because they missed out on the move up. So they're miserable that they missed out on money. So they want people to sell so that prices go down so that they're not the only ones that didn't make money. The newbies should watch you and they would stop making stupid decisions based on FUD. Ho ho, I have no idea what you said, man. I do not speak French. What do you think causes such new highs? Market sentiment, you know, new players coming into the game, news, big catalyst events, stuff like that. Like we got to 60K basically off the back of Tesla putting Bitcoin in their balance sheet and accepting it as payment. That basically took us up to 65K, right? Then when they announced that they were no longer, that they had sold some, then it went down. Then when they said they're not taking it as payment anymore, it went down even more. Then you start to throw in all the FUD we've gotten from China over and over again, multiple times. That's also has led to prices going down. So yeah, it's usually caused by events and sentiment. I say ultralight says at the bottom would be around 25K. Yeah, so like I said, it depends. So we're trading in ranges right now, right? So you have to look at it. This is the way I look at the prices. Remember, 25K is an exact price. Um, things don't go to exact prices. Things trade in zones and they trade in ranges. So right now, the range we're in, the low is 28,000. The high is around 35,000. And these are, I'm just giving you whole numbers to keep it simple, right? If you actually go here to this level, because remember, there's zones. They're never going to be exact numbers. But the bottom is 27,630. The top is 34,764, more or less. You know, it's never going to be exact numbers. So those specific numbers don't matter. What matters is the zone, the range it's in. So I give it numbers like 28,000, 35,000 to simplify it. There's a rule I like to use. It's called KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. People like to overcomplicate things. Don't overcomplicate it. You just make life harder on yourself. So right now, let's say the zone that it's in is between these two yellow lines, right? So that's 28 to 35. So that's the area and the range that you can expect the price to bounce between for the moment. If we get above this yellow line, then my new range is going to be 35 to 42. And you can see that this already happened here, right? This is where we were before. We had the range where we went up to 41 something, you know, both two times. We went to 41, 41. Here we got to 42, 42. The bottom here was around that 35 area. Now, like I said, this is why I say they're zones. They're not exact numbers. Look how many times it went just below it and bounced back up. Just below it, bounced back up. Below it, bounced back up. So that's why they're zones. They're not exact numbers. But to keep it simple, we're going to say that when it's below 35,000, 35,000 is now going to be the top. 28,000 is going to be the bottom. If we get below 28,000, then that brings in 25,000 as a possibility because it's in its range, right? So now you see that the range here would be the top 28,000, the bottom around 18,000. So right now we're in this range right here. There's a 28 to 35 range. And this is also what I call the golden pocket. So this here is a golden pocket. Why is it the golden pocket? Because of this. This is the 618 is the golden ratio when you're using Fibonacci's. And that's currently where we are right now. We have 189 people in the chat right now, guys. That's crazy. 189 people. Guys, make sure to smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. We are, let's see. We're about 170 people away from reaching 10,000 subscribers. So we post videos up Mondays through Fridays. Look at this. We have 195 people watching right now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have questions, drop it in the chat. And I'll be happy to try to answer it for you if I have the answer. At least can give you my opinion. If you guys are new to the channel, say what's up in the chat as well. Let me know where you came from. How'd you find me? That's awesome, Kel. Laszlo, I'm not sure what your question is. We will try it again in 1-2 days from now. What do you think? I'm not sure what your exact question is. IS, same thing. I'm not sure what it is you're asking. You said, what do you think Bitcoin realistic price is? Well, realistically, the price right now is 32,900. So I'm not sure what you're asking. if you missed the 30K dip earlier, thoughts on the next dip? So what I would say, for if you're looking to dollar cost average, the numbers that I like for dollar cost averaging is going to be 28, because remember, that's the bottom of the range. We could potentially at 28 get a bounce back up. Now remember, it's not going to be exact numbers. So if you just put it at 28 flat, that's not a good price to enter. So maybe 28,500 or somewhere in the 28 range, or as soon as you see the number 28 on the price, then that's the time you want to jump in. You want a dollar cost average. The next number is 30,000. Why? Because that's a big even whole number. So you could look at both those prices to dollar cost average. But make sure that this is for long term, because it could continue lower. So you have to be prepared for that. Faraz, what's up, dude? My Life says, buy the dip, folks. This is a great opportunity. Grab some Bitcoin at 29K this morning. Nice. Hillman says 28K then up. Well, we hit 28K this morning. Keep averaging costing down. This is a long-term game. Yes, sir. I agree with that. What do you think will happen with the out season, says Andres. Now, I spoke on this earlier in the stream. What I said is, right now, if you guys look at Bitcoin dominance, you're going to notice that it's going up, right? So the thing is, when the market is as is like it is right now, that's pretty weak and sentiment is bearish. You want to be shifting your portfolio more into Bitcoin than altcoins, because altcoins are going to be struggling behind as Bitcoin dominance picks up. So as prices fall, usually when money comes into the market, it goes into Bitcoin, not altcoins. So you want to make sure that Bitcoin, for now, in this current market condition, is your biggest position here, and not have your portfolio mostly made up of altcoins, because it's going to have way too much variance. The volatility with altcoins is going to be way too much. How's Connor doing? Connor McGregor? Break resistance tonight, says McCoy. Leo, what's up, dude? Ultralight says, I say that for the next 10 years or something, hodling is a good strategy. Yeah, if you're not worried about short term, and you're just strictly here for the long term, just dollar cost average your way down and don't worry about it. Like these intraday, day-to-day moves, even week to week and month to month, doesn't matter, because you're not worried about day to day. You're not worried about week to week, or even month to month or year to year. You're thinking long term future. If you think at any point in the next 5 years, even 10 years, Bitcoin would go up to $100,000, then it's kind of a no brainer to buy here, because you would be tripling your money. Where else are you going to triple your money like that? Yeah, definitely don't. You shouldn't be using leverage right now, guys. Leverage is definitely very dangerous during these market conditions. DJ fluffing this B. Appreciate it, Moki. Yeah, make sure to smash that like button. We have 210 viewers in here. Let's get those likes to 100. Let's get it in the triple digits, baby. Let's go. Yeah, China is always creating FUD for retail investors. Bird Eye, if you're, I always say that it's never a bad idea to dollar cost average if you're long term, if you're a long term holder. If you're a short term trader, then I would say to stay out of the market for the moment. David Fear, I stream about sometimes 2 to 3 times a week, um, most consistently on Wednesdays. Yeah, I'm always down to collaborate with other analysts, Ruskin. Yeah, China. Remember, China likes to control everything. They ban everything. So you got to be careful. Um, you know, with that news, and they continue to reiterate news that's old. So most of the news that they've been putting out has not been anything new. What's up, Mac? How you doing? Appreciate you being in here. Bitcoin definitely uh doesn't need China. Sahil, um, there's no way to predict a recovery as far as in exact amount of time. We just have to kind of see where what develops from where we currently are right now in this moment, and then reassess from there depending where the price goes. So if we continue in this range, we don't know. There's no way to know. If we break out of this range to this side, like I've been saying, we need a break above 42 to get a push back up to where we could potentially get above 50 and back to the previous all-time highs. As long as we stay below 42, the price is going to be bearish because it's going to be all these bearish scenarios where we can continue down lower. So we have to get above 42. Under 42 right now, I'm not bullish on on taking any trades to the upside, right? But I am bullish on buying up and dollar cost averaging as it falls down. So it all depends. It all comes down to, are you a long-term trader or a short-term trader? And then you got to make decisions based on that. So if you're a short-term trader, you're looking for short trades right now. If you're a long-term trader, you're looking to dollar cost average your way in. Deepak, we hit 28 today. So today, the low of today is 28,726. So we've hit 28. We could potentially test it again. I'm hoping we don't, but that is the bottom of the range here. The bottom of the range here is 28. If we were to break below 28, the bottom of that next range is going to be around $18,000. So that's why we need 28 to hold here, because below 28, we can fall possibly down to $20,000 to $18,000. The infogram, right now is very similar to what we saw here. Remember when we had this huge drop here and we had a snapback rally? That's kind of what we're seeing here. I think we had the drop yesterday and a big drop today, and now a snapback rally. You usually see that after any big moves in any direction. So if we had moved up really fast, you could see a drop really fast as well. When we get a drop really fast, you can see a rise really fast as well. So again, we have to get above 35 to then potentially go to test my level, which is what I've been calling for, 42. Below 42, we still have too many bearish case scenarios to take any short-term trades and to have any bullish sentiment. So above 42, we can get back into the bullish sentiment. As long as we're below 42, we're going to be in bearish sentiment and bearish territory. So the breaking point right now, Grant, is 28,000. Volume is relatively high. It's higher than its average. So right now the volume is up. Be careful with buying things like Doge and Shiba, guys, because those drop a lot harder than things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So be very careful with those. Miguel, I don't know if it will this year get to 100,000, but that was my price prediction. So as long as we're above 28, I'm sticking to it. But we'll reassess if we drop below 28. No problem, Cody. Bitcoin doesn't need China to succeed, guys. Kelsey, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Omesh, we got to get back above right now the range that we're in. 40K is not in that range. So we need to get above 35,000 to have that possibility to hit 40, because then we're in the range between 35 to 42. So currently in the range that we're at right now, we're not in a range where we could hit 40,000 right now, because we're stuck between 28 to 35 right now. uh, the US is not going to adopt XRP and Ripple as a network. No, I don't think so. They would probably be creating their own thing. Yes, over 200 viewers, guys. We have 236 people in here, but we only have 93 likes, guys. Guys, like the video. Let's get over 100 likes, guys. We have over 200 people. We have less than 100 likes. Come on, guys. Let's even that up. If Trump didn't get robbed, Bitcoin would be at 80K. That's funny. I'm 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 trying to catch up with the chat, but there's too much to keep up with right now, so I'm going to go to the most recent messages. John Barry, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. You agree the support at 28,000 significant with very high volume. Yeah. Yeah, so right now 28,000 is going to be that level that we're watching for. Um this is not only is 28,000 a level where we've had support previously, it's also the golden ratio for the Fibonacci retracement tool. So this is the golden pocket. This is considered the golden pocket here, guys. Um, that's why 28 is so significant here to hold. If 28 breaks, then we could potentially drop down between these levels right here, which is 18 to 28. So 28 would be the upside of the range, 18 would be the downside of the range, right? The current range that we're in, the downside of the range is 28, the upside of the range is 35, right? So this is kind of the range where we're in right now. If we break above 35, then we go back into the range where we were here. Notice this range right here where we traded consistently, right, between these two numbers, and that was between 42 and 35. So that's currently what we're watching right now. So when you're asking where's the price going, the only thing I can tell you, there's no way to know the exact number. The only thing I could tell you is the range that we're in. So right now, the upside for the current range we're in is right here between 28 to 35. If we break above it, then the upside for that range is 42 with the bottom being 35. And the same thing, if we break below it, then the range that we could be potentially trading within is between 18 to 28. What's up, Ahmed Bali? What altcoins do I have? I currently have, and again, altcoins are very, very small positions in my portfolio at this time. During market conditions like this, you do not want to have a big portion of your portfolio in altcoins, because it's just they're a lot more volatile, right? And as Bitcoin dominance picks up, altcoins are going to be dropping. So when people are panicking, more money flows into Bitcoin and more money flows out of altcoins. And new money that comes into the crypto space also flows, the majority of it flows into Bitcoin, which is why when prices drop, you see that Bitcoin dominance goes up. But with that said, my biggest altcoin holding is Ethereum. Okay. And then after that, and that's gonna be Ethereum almost equal to the size of my Bitcoin holding. And after that, we'll have, I have Cardano, I have BNB, Link, Litecoin, Matic, Uniswap, XRP. I have some Neo as well. And that's more or less my portfolio. You got into crypto in the beginning of March, down a whole year's wage now. Well, you're only down if you sell, man. Serve, what do you mean? Why isn't it doing decent retracements? We jumped today from 28,000 to 33,000. That's a pretty decent retracement. Chisel, yeah, they are riskier to hold if you're only holding altcoins in your portfolio. Yeah, so another thing to note, guys, I'm gonna bring it up here. So this is what I tweeted today, right? So why are we so bearish right now? Why is prices so bearish? And it has a lot to do with these things right here, right? So the first thing is the China FUD, of course, right? They're always flooding the market with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The second thing to note is option contracts expirations are bearish and they're expiring on Friday. So remember, every time we've had option expirations, prices usually go down. So the options expire on the 25th, which is the last Friday of the month, which is this Friday. So until Friday, we could see some more potential selling pressure. And on the day of expiration, usually on Fridays, we could potentially see a pop to the upside. All right. What's next? Obviously, the death cross. We have the death cross in the market. Everybody knows that already, right? Let me see if I can click this. We have the death cross here. What's the death cross? When the 50-day goes below the 200-day, right? So that's the death cross. That's considered a bearish signal, and that's why it's called the death cross. But what you have to keep in mind, it's a lagging indicator, guys. Of course, it's gonna be bearish. Look at this drop. We've dropped over 50%. Of course, it's gonna be bearish right now, right? But people are taking short positions due to the death cross. So, and that's also causing more fear and uncertainty into the markets. The next thing is GBTC is gonna be releasing about 500 or more. Let me see. GBTC, Bitcoin. It should be here somewhere. Let's see. All right, so right here you see the impending unlocking of over 16,000 Bitcoins through Grayscale Trust in mid-July could bring enhanced volatility in the crypto markets. So it's around $600 million worth of Bitcoin that's going to be unlocked and could be sold in the markets, right? So that could also bring some sell pressure onto Bitcoin, which is why there's more fear and uncertainty and doubt in the market. And then, of course, hash rate are at 8-month lows. So that's a bearish, a short-term bearish thing. Hash rate. Let me see. So what I read, I don't remember where it was, but hash rates are about at 8-month lows or something like that. I don't remember where I saw it right now, but that's again short-term bearish. For the hash rate, I think is long-term bullish. Why are there? If there are more puts than calls, is that a bad thing? Well, that just tells you that there's more. That kind of gives you an idea of where the sentiment is for the market. Um, and and where the majority of people are going towards right now at the moment. But it also sets up the opportunity for a squeeze as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Um, as you guys can see here, we had hit a high for this year in open short positions, but it's dropped significantly over the last couple of days, the last like 4 or 5 days. But there's still more short positions than long positions, I believe, in the market currently. China and options are key. Yeah, China and options are going to be key this week for sure. Yeah, guys, you got to remember that right now the fundamentals on Bitcoin are the best that it's ever been. The fundamentals right now are probably better than it was back in when we hit 65,000. The issue is that we're getting so much FUD into the market when prices are very they're very just the sentiment is down, right? It's a bearish sentiment right now where there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market. So when there's fear and uncertainty, prices overreact to anything. My opinion on XRP, XRP is going to be for the majority of the part following Bitcoin. So this is something that you guys have to understand with altcoins. They're gonna follow Bitcoin. So there's no reason to look at charts for altcoins because they're gonna tell you absolutely nothing. Either they're gonna look exactly like Bitcoin's chart, or they're just gonna tell you really information that's not that you can't really, it's not accurate, right? Really inaccurate information. So that's why your only focus should be when looking at charts right now should be on Bitcoin. Altcoins will follow Bitcoin, regardless of the patterns on the altcoins chart. So as far as XRP is gonna be following Bitcoin, but when their case settles, which I imagine it will, but probably not till next year. But when it does settle, I imagine that the price is gonna go up for XRP, especially once they start listing XRP back on like Coinbase and other exchanges. The prices will definitely rocket at that point. So I expect XRP to eventually go up. You know, it just depends on the market and on the settlement of the case. Yeah, John, the large decrease in short position, I imagine that was due to the price going down. So short positions were taking profits. That's the only thing that I can kind of put it to. It's the only thing that would make sense. Usually when prices go down, short positions rise. But I guess because we were at highs of the year with short positions, um, that they went down. CC, it could be possible. I haven't really looked at it. I was just looking at the shorts. The shorts were way high and now they dropped. They dropped all the way back down to basically where it started. So they had like a 90% drop from where they were like 4 or 5 days ago. The funding, I'm wondering what the funding is. The funding is still in favor. So funding rates are still negative. That means that there's still more short positions um, than long positions. Because when funding is negative, that means that there's more people short than they are long. When funding is positive, that means that there's more people long than they are short. So right now, funding rate, and I'm looking at Bybit because that's the exchange that I trade on. It's 0.0783% minus 0.0783%. So that means if you have a long position, you're gonna get paid every 8 hours for having a long position open, because anyone who's short is paying a fee every 8 hours right now to have a short position open. Yeah, Gareth. Remember, Bitcoin. That's why I say that Bitcoin is where you want your portfolio to be in during these times, during these market conditions, because altcoins are going to lag behind, and they're going to be altcoins are going to be more volatile. Have a good night, Ultralight. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. We still have over 200 people in here. We've been live now for almost 2 hours. We have 126 likes, but we have over 200 people in here. Let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get it up to 200 likes. Can we do it? Can we potentially hit 200 likes, guys? We're at 128 right now. Also, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. We do videos 5 days a week, and we do live streams also at least twice a week, something like that. Alfredo, yeah, man, we've been up there with the viewers today. Last week we were only getting like 30 viewers when we were live. Today we've gone up as high as like 250, I think. Is the market going to recover soon? My guess is as good as yours right now, man. Think V for recovery. Yeah, Moki. That's why I say that miners being shut down for the short term is bearish, but for the long term it's bullish, because they're going to continue mining, and they're going to just move to somewhere else in the world. So now we will be less centralized in China, and it gives also China less power over Bitcoin's price. So the less power that China has over the price, the less they can, fill and flood the market in the news headlines with fear, doubt, and uncertainty. So it's for the long term. China pulling out of Bitcoin is very, very bullish. Ahmed, thank you so much, man. 5:30 a.m. What are you doing up? Or did you sleep already and wake up now? Like button doesn't work. Trust me, it definitely works. Just smash it many times. It will work. More views equal more buyers. Hopefully. Alfredo, I posted some short entries yesterday. So yesterday I gave a short entry for under 30K. And today I gave a short entry below 28K for short-term trades here. For long-term, dollar cost averaging. Yeah, Kel. So that's usually why we get what do you call it? People in here, the viewers. We get recommended. If there's not many people doing live streams at the time, we get recommended. So last week we streamed last week at the same time, but I guess it just wasn't one of those days. But today has been definitely one of those days. Yes, success and good content bring more viewers for sure. Yeah, thank you, Rivers, for sure. Yeah, so by miners having to move and start over, this actually makes it easier for miners to go green now, and possibly to track those miners. Because I don't think people were able to track what miners were doing in China. So, like I said, um, this is very bullish news for the long term, even though it might be bearish for the short term because mining has gone down and hash rate has gone down. American Virtual, that's a bit dramatic, man. You only lose everything if you either one, sell, or two, use leverage without knowing how to use leverage. Infogram, thank you from India. Awesome, man. Much love. Don't click it twice. Click it 3 times. Because if you click it twice, you're gonna like it and unlike it. But if you click it 3 times, you're gonna like it, unlike it, and then like it again. So make sure you click it either once, 3 times, or 5 times. Don't do even numbers. RIP 64Kers. Well, I mean, if they bought a 64K, like that's one hell of a wrong decision. Like to buy at 64. Like it was only there for a little bit. Pedro, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Alfredo, you can't know. There's no way to know, but I don't think that would happen. Yes, guys, smash that like. We're at 143 likes and 186 viewers, so we're almost even. Yeah, for sure. The more that people are afraid, the more that we're getting close to a reversal. It's definitely when there's a lot of blood and fear on the streets and in the market, that's always it's a good sign. They estimated it should take 1 year to go green. That's nothing. Do I think ICP will ever recover? I have no idea, man. I can't even tell you what ICP is. I've heard it before, but I have no idea. Lucian, we are long term. We are short term. Does that make sense? Yeah, so if you guys believe that at any point in the next 5 years, Bitcoin is gonna hit $100,000, then it is a no-brainer to start dollar cost averaging at these prices. Like no-brainer, guys. I said the same thing when we were at. I said the same thing when we were all the way down here at four when we dropped to $3,000, $4,000. I told people the same exact thing. If you guys believe that that Bitcoin will go back up to 20,000 is what I said at that time. 20,000, then it's a no-brainer to buy down here. And whoever bought at $3,000 or $4,000 during that crash made a shit ton of money. even right now. So Lucian, we're going to be trading. We're trading within a range right now. That range is going to be between 28 to 35,000. So it could bounce anywhere between those two numbers until it either breaks the roof off this and goes up into this range, or breaks the floor off this and goes down into this range. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Joanne, dollar cost averaging is basically buying in intervals instead of in one lump sum. So instead of buying, let's say you have $1,000, instead of putting $1,000 here at 32,000, what you would do is put let's say 250 right now at 32. Then next week you put another 250. The week after that you put another 250. The week after that you put another 250. So you broke it down into 4 buys instead of just one lump sum. Now what that does is that averages out your entry. So if you bought at 32 and then next week is down at 30 and you buy again at 30, your average entry is going to be 31,000, right? So that's called dollar cost averaging. I have a video on that as well. If you guys go to playlist and go to trading tutorials playlist, you will see, let's see, I think I talk about it on how to buy the dip. I talk about dollar cost averaging there. Where else do I do it? I think I talk about it. Should I buy Bitcoin now? I talk about dollar cost averaging there as well. So I recommend checking out those 2 videos to get a more in-depth breakdown on dollar cost averaging. Alfredo, I have some AMD, I believe. But I mean, it's small positions. Nothing crazy. I'm probably 60-40 with BTC versus ETH. If you got in at $30, then you're a champ, bro. I wish I would have got in that early. I didn't get in till about $500 when Bitcoin was around 500. For sure, Marky Mark. Imagine 6 months ago, when in December, when prices were, let's see, in December, the high in December was 19,000. Imagine in December, we would have thought of people panicking because we were at $30,000, right? We got above 33, but I mean 33 is not really a major level, so it doesn't really matter. The range that we're in is between 28 to 35. Anything in between doesn't really matter. The numbers in between don't matter. The major levels are going to be 28 to 35. Lucian, if you're opening up leverage trades, you need to have a plan of where you're getting out. Don't just open up a trade based on hopes and dreams. You got to have a plan on why you're getting in, where you're getting out. Whether you're right or wrong, you have to know where you're going to get out. If you're buying for long term, then down 400 is nothing, bro. Like, that doesn't matter. I'm down 400 too, but 400K. 400 is nothing, my brother. You can make $400 back easy. Ahmed Bali, have a good night, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Doge update. Doge is down 70% since Saturday Night Live. What's up, Paul? Yeah, as long as we're above this 28, I'm still optimistic. You know, we need to get above 35, obviously, but for me to be for the bearish sentiment to change, we have to get above 42. That's the level that we need to get above. I have never used Fibonacci time zones. No. No problem, Joanne. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like it. Bitcoin's down because of many reasons, not because of the death cross. The long-term bull case continues to be the same, which is a hedge against inflation. Look at where inflation's at right now. So it's a store of value. Regardless of its volatility, it's a store of value. Lucian, but that's why you need to have a plan. So you need to have a plan if you're right or wrong. And then once you close the trade, look for your next trade in the event that something changes. You know what I mean? Don't long or short just because the price is going against you or anything. Like, there has to be a reason why you're going long. There has to be a reason why you're going short. You have to have targets. You have to have a where are you going to get out if you're wrong? Where are you going to get out if you're right? There has to be reasons behind why you make a trade. Don't just open up trades based on hopes and dreams that it's going to either go up or down. Zaki from Malaysia. Hi. How's Malaysia doing today? Long-term investment? Multiple years, like over 5 years. 5 years and more. So if you're investing for long term, you shouldn't need that money for the next 5 years. Eon says, I'm waiting to grow up so I can have a beard like yours. My beard is actually really wild right now. It's really wild. It's out of hand. I have to shape it up. I haven't touched it in about 3 weeks. I haven't touched anything on my face in about 3 weeks, maybe more. Yeah, Bitcoin's here to stay, guys. Like if you're long term, Bitcoin is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. That's for sure. This year, in the last 6 months, look how many people have jumped into the space. And I'm talking about companies, I'm talking about billionaires, countries. Bitcoin is here to stay. Regardless of the market fluctuations, it's here to stay. Um, if you think this is the end for Bitcoin, then you don't have enough time in the market to know what the end is. Um, you haven't seen Bitcoin when it really seems like the end. So anyone that's calling for the end of Bitcoin and saying that this is the end clearly don't have enough experience and haven't been in the space for long enough to know how Bitcoin acts and how it moves. So I'm not worried at all. I know this is all going to come back up eventually with time. What I'm trying to do now is to give you guys an idea of what I'm looking at in the charts so you can have an idea of what could possibly happen next. So right now, that's why what I'm saying right now, we could potentially just be bouncing within this range right here. That range is 28 to 35. If we break above 35, then that's a signal, right, that we could potentially go up to this next range, right? This next range is between 35 to 42. But if we fall below this yellow line, which is around 28, that gives you an idea that we could potentially drop down as far as 18 with the high being 28. So we'll be trading in this range. Yeah, Shirayu. So I mean, basically the summary is just what I just said. We're trading in this range. As far as time frame, there's no way to know what the time frame is gonna be. So we just gotta wait, be patient here, and let it develop further. And then as soon as we have more signals here, more direction, then we can give a better idea of where we could be going. Right now, for me, I need the price to get above 42K for me to switch to a bullish sentiment. Below 42K, and I've been saying this for at least the last 2 to 3 weeks, below 42K, we have all the bearish case scenarios here. So the sentiment is going to be bearish below 42. Above 42, for me, that is a number I think we need to surpass to get back into the bullish sentiment. Yeah, Gary, wild beard is best. Don't need to waste time on it. You know that I don't even own I've had a beard for so long that I don't even own razor. I haven't shaved with a razor in over 10 years because I've had a beard for so long. I think I've had a beard for about 10 years or so. Um, so I haven't shaved in about 10 years. Now when I go to the barber and I get a haircut, he like shapes me up and he shaves my face like to shape up the beard, but that's about it. Like I don't own a razor. What time the market close? So the crypto market never closes, but the candles close at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For me, it's probably different for you, but it would be in about 4 hours and 10 minutes. The candle closes. Stock market closes in 11 minutes, 10 minutes. Carly, I think XRP will still go up. It's gonna go up when Bitcoin goes up. It's gonna go up, and when the lawsuit case, or whatever it is, gets settled, it's also gonna go up. So I definitely have some invested into XRP. As far as how to get it, you have to go to exchanges that are not US based. I would say probably go to like Coin Market Cap here, and it should tell you what exchanges have it available. Let's see. So on Binance, it's available, but it can't be Binance US. So on Binance.us, it's not available. On regular Binance, it's available. If you're in the US, you can't use that though. So you'd have to look at Huobi Global. I'm not sure how that is for US residents. You can look at BitThumb and KuCoin. US residents can use it. So that would be your other option, KuCoin. CC, thank you, man. Appreciate you tuning in, man. I try to just kind of say what I see, you know. Nice, Gary. Yeah, man. Shaving is just a waste of time. No problem, Aylin. The same thing. So you have to make up your mind on how much you want a dollar cost average. Like how many days, how many splits you want to turn it into. So if you want, for example, to split it into what, like 10 ways, then you would divide it by 10 and do it like that. If you want to do it, you want to enter on 15 different entries, then do $100. So it all depends on what you want to do. That's up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's no right or wrong way to split it. If you want to do only 4, then split it into 4 different entries. Theta Fuel, honestly, I have not looked at it. But my thoughts on all altcoins right now is that they doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, if you're big on altcoins, you can buy at these prices, but you have to beware that it could drop way less. You know what I mean? When Bitcoin has if Bitcoin has like a 10% drop, altcoins usually see like a 20% drop. So you have to be prepared for that volatility. But right now, I'm not looking at any altcoin charts because altcoins are just following Bitcoin. So if you look at Ethereum, same chart, right? If you look at Cardano, same chart. BNB, same chart. DOT, same chart. Chainlink, same chart. Everything's the same. They're all following Bitcoin. So there's no reason to look at altcoin charts at the moment. Nurbay Singh, yeah, it could definitely still go down. The range right now is between 28 to 35,000. So it could trade anywhere in there right now. Joanne, yeah. So if you're a holder, that's exactly when you want to be splitting it because you want to have the best entry possible. If you're going to be holding, right, regardless of price fluctuation, That's why you want a dollar cost average. So you could get, if Bitcoin's at, so you could buy now 32. If it drops down to 28, you're going to buy again, right? And now your average entry is 30. If it drops down to 20, you're going to buy again, right? And then your average entry is going to be, it'll be like 28 or something. So you're just going to keep buying regardless of where the price is. You're going to just continuously dollar cost average. No problem, Carly. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it 100%. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the likes and the new subscribers. Guys, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're at 9.88, right? So how many are we? Let's see. We're at about almost 9,900. So we're about 120 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, guys. This has been a grind. I'm not going to lie. YouTube is a grind. That's why I respect all YouTubers. It is a grind, guys. It's a lot of work. I've put up a lot of videos. I have, I think, over 200 videos at this point. And it takes a lot of work and effort. And I don't get paid to make videos, guys. I don't get paid for YouTube videos. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate we've had over 250 people in here today. We have about 3,400 playbacks on this stream today. So appreciate you guys. Don't say it'll drop down to 20. Oh, it makes me want to cry too, man. I don't, trust me, I don't want it to drop down to 30, to 20, I mean. But it is a possibility if we break below 28. Hey, Dave, Bitcoin nerds are still rich too. What's up, Melena? Have you stayed throughout the whole live stream, or are you just going in and out of the live stream and trying to drop messages to trick me? You can't trick a trickster. Daniel, yes, if with Bitcoin recovering, alts will also recover. But remember, with Bitcoin dominance going up, that means that altcoins are not going to recover as much as Bitcoin. So perfect example, right now Bitcoin's up 2.8%. Ethereum's pretty much flat, is only up 0.5%. Cardano is in the red, BNB's red, DOT's down 4%, Link down 1%, Litecoin down 3%, etc. You get the picture. You can't trick me if I know you're trying to trick me. It's not a trick. You're tricking yourself. Alrighty, guys, we've been live for 2.5 hours. I am sweating bullets at this point because I have to turn off the AC in order for there not to be a huge noise in the background of my AC blasting from the roof right into the microphone. I think I am going to end it here. I will be live again tomorrow. I think I've pretty much touched on everything I wanted to cover at least 5 times by now in the last 2.5 hours, right? I've talked about everything multiple times. So I'm gonna cut it here. I should be live again. I'll be live again tomorrow for another live video, probably around the similar time between 1:30 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be around the same time as today. And we will go from there. I'm about to turn on the ACs to get some air and probably eat something as well. So guys, if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and like the video. We had over 250 people, 250 viewers in here today. We have over 3,500 views on the live stream today. Thank you guys so much. Carly, yes, doesn't matter the amount, it will make a difference. You could be doing $1 a week. It doesn't matter. It's gonna make a difference. Even though it's minimal, that it's still making a difference. Over time, that difference becomes bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? Thank you guys again for tuning in. Tony, thank you for being in here. Joanne, Python, who else? Tony, Moki, thank you. Chirayu, thank you. Augustine, thank you for tuning in. I do look at the model, but I mean I don't, I don't make decisions based on the model. Gary, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys again. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be live again. Have a good one, guys.